mean, we're not. I don't want to talk about the union negotiations anymore. There's nothing to talk about. The GMs and their opinions on things, and players and their complaints. Because we're going to hear a lot more complaints, I think, this week with the with the New York Yankees and their entitled fan base. Because the judge wants them to open up this magical letter that's going to reveal all these cheating tactics that they used during the 2017 season, the same season the Astros got caught for cheating. What do you think about this? Is this going to be? You think it's going to be a fair or a very foul moment for the New York Yankees?
You know what? Like, I'm on the fence for this one because when I was reading this article, like it looks like there could be a case with this. We just don't know for sure what this letter can contain. But you know, the Yankees have already been like some sort of punished for using improperly using a bullpen phone back in 2017. So yeah, I mean, it could be anything with this letter, but like I'm on the fence with this one in terms of like fair because you know it's the Yankees. Like there's a lot of people that always like say the displeasure about the Yankees, and also foul at the same time. Like I don't even know what the outcome of this. Like it could be something, it could be serious, but we don't know for sure because of this like the second case or an appeal was made by the DraftKings players because that's basically how the lawsuit was stemming from. So we
Yeah,
just
I
don't know
mean,
for sure. We just don't know for sure what proof this letter can contain.
yeah, this is supposed to be from like eyewitnesses or something, or whatever, something we didn't hear before. That I guess maybe whistleblowers or something like.
Yeah, freaking
I mean,
DraftKings.
but I don't know. They said that it's going to cause significant reputational injury, which seems a lot worse than anything that the Red Sox came out of the Red Sox one. So I have a feeling this is going to be some bad news for the New York Yankees. I think they're gonna add to their lore of cheating of the last 20 years.
I've got some
I mean,
bad news.
got some bad news, New York Yankees.
Well,
Bolton, where have
yeah.
you gone, Joe DiMaggio? You're the only one not cheating. He's the only one cheated on by Marilyn Monroe. But that's not the point.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
I
only
mean,
the only the baseball god knows like what'll happen on this one. It could be something like minor, or it could be like something more serious. But we'll see.
I mean, I feel like they won championships and they stayed competitive for like 20 years. Same with the Red Sox. And they did a lot of it on the backs of PD users. And they seemed to both teams get away with it quite a bit. There was never any asterisks put to never investigations, whatever. They just let them run amok. While our teams like the Blue Jays had to struggle for 20 years just to make the playoffs twice. And they spent so much money and never did anything with it. I mean, is it a coincidence that the Red Sox and the Yankees, two teams that won multiple titles and consistently competed with PED users, are also consistently competing now, and they're being caught cheating, doing something else? I mean, I don't know. I think it's making them look like quite the big hypocrites, especially since the Yankees players kept crying foul about the Astros and Judge should have won the MVP that year. But I mean, I don't know what to say. Some of the people are making fun of the Yankees because they're like, "Oh, did you see Stanton and Gary Sanchez and Judge? How many curveballs and breaking balls that they swing and miss on? How could they be cheating if they're striking out all the time?" But I don't know. Maybe we're going to find out that the pitchers were cheating. Who knows? But they're probably, because the Red Sox had that Apple Watch. That was a big thing that the Yankees were complaining about.
Yeah, they
so
were fined for that too. So.
It'd be funny if the Yankees were also using an Apple Watch. That's why I can't wait for June 15th. It's gonna. It's like, honestly, it's like one of the more. There hasn't been much to look forward to the last few weeks, other than MLB and the union constantly hoping one of them would just give in and sign. So this week was actually pretty exciting because the only other thing that was happening this week was the MLB Draft, which for the first time ever was trying to get like mainstream attention from the media, I guess, because the NFL did theirs on
virtually.
On mainstream networks, and they did it at 7:00 at night virtually. So they did the same thing, but they had to shorten the draft from 40 rounds to 5. I mean, 40 rounds is ridiculous. Like the NHL draft has like 9 rounds. Why does baseball have to have 40 rounds for a draft? Good Lord Almighty! Like,
There's a
plethora
plethora of players out there, my friend.
No wonder nobody pays attention. So the Tigers, they had the number 1 pick in 2018. They took Casey Mize that year. So this time they went with they got the first pick again. They took the powerhouse hitter Spencer Torkelson. They announced him as a third baseman, even though he's been playing first base his whole NCAA career with Arizona. He played third base in high school, I believe. So I guess maybe that's where they want to put him, or where they see him going. But he's only 20 years old. But he's a number one ranked prospect. He actually broke Barry Bonds' Arizona State record for home runs. So I was looking at his stats because I didn't know too much about the prospects going into this one. But in 500 at bats in NCAA, he had 54 homers, 130 RBIs, 337 batting average, and a 1.192 OPS. I mean, that's 500 at bats is like a major league season, right? So those are like ridiculous numbers. Like you watch his swing, like he looks like he's ready for the majors at 20. Like I don't remember seeing a guy. I don't remember seeing Vlad looking this like polished. Like he looks like he could be danger in that Detroit Tigers lineup. What do you think for his future? Like I like the pick. Like I don't think there was really any other consensus. They need offense going up. I think the Tigers have some pitching prospects, but there's nothing really in hitting wise in the process. They're young hitters. They don't seem to be like they're going to make much of an impact. So I like to see the Spencer torque some fastballs over the right field fence or left field fence because he can spray it around with his home run power.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was a great pick by the Tigers. When I was looking at his stats too, and I actually compared it to a current Detroit Tiger player, Miguel Cabrera, my boy.
Oh, your boy.
Yeah, Torkelson reminds me of the young Miguel Cabrera when he played for the Marlins. He had absolute power. He hit for slugging. He hit for OPS. Torkelson, is symmetrical of that. He has some offensive caliber on his bat. Hits, hits, hits homers, and the OPS is also very impressive. So definitely a great pick for the Tigers. Yeah, and Torkelson reminds me of the young Miguel Cabrera when he first started out. So big ups for the Tigers for that pick.
Yeah, for sure. The one that we'll talk about a little closer to home here, the Blue Jays, they had the fifth pick, and they actually landed Austin Martin, who's ranked second most of the year in the draft. So it was quite a shock to see him actually drop. He's a shortstop. He might end up playing third base or the outfield, depending where the Jays need him. But he's also versatile. I'm surprised because Baltimore needs offense, and they selected a Heston Kjerstad, who's a very good hitter, but he was ranked a lot lower than Austin Martin. Austin's 21. He's right-handed. They're comparing him to Mookie Betts. So, I mean, that's a great plus for the Jays if they can get the next Mookie Betts. He batted 338 as a freshman with Vanderbilt, and he stole 22 bases. But his sophomore year, he actually led the SEC with a 392 batting average. So he basically almost hit 400. His on base was 486. Like that's crazy. Like I know minor league and like high school and college players numbers are usually pretty good, but this guy is like astronomical. I mean, he kind of reminds me of Bo Bichette because we heard a lot about Bo like being such a good hand-eye coordination, a really good gap hitter, he can hit to all fields, but he's got a good eye, and his power is going to grow, that kind of stuff. And he reached the majors pretty quickly, and he's not the biggest of guys also. So I mean, I think we're going to see him come up to the majors a lot quicker. He might be part of that good group. We'd have such a man. Can you imagine that? Be Bichette, Martin, Biggio, and Vlad, and maybe Gurriel even. We have a good core of of gap hitters, line drive hitters, home run hitters. Like we'd have a solid team. We'd have probably good stolen base potential. A lot of good running the bases kind of guys. So I think there's a good future for the Jays. I'm very happy they ended up with Austin Martin.
Absolutely, and I thought everybody, well, on top of me, like everybody thought that it was a steal for the Blue Jays to draft Austin Martin very early in the draft. Yeah, definitely. When I was watching his interview, he actually knew Bo Bichette as they were childhood baseball teammates.
Oh,
so
nice.
it's definitely a bonus and a plus to all the more reason to join the Blue Jays because Bo Bichette can like really welcome him into the team. And Martin can hit and steal bases, as you mentioned. Very symmetrical of Mookie Betts caliber. Definitely a huge first round draft pick for the Blue Jays. And definitely he's going to be if he's brought up to the majors very soon or in a year, he's gonna fit in very well with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Kevin Biggio and Bo Bichette and the young studs there right now. For
Yeah,
the
they were
Blue
talking
Jays.
to
Great pick.
the Blue Jays guys were saying that they expected him to be in the majors maybe in like 2022, but he might actually. They said he could make the team 2021, which would be pretty crazy actually to make it that quickly to the team, which shows his potential, right? But I mean, Stone Cold Austin Martin. I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of Austin 316. Austin 316 says I got drafted. Like you're gonna see all these stupid signs from fans. And he's got a great name too, so I can't wait to see him carve his name into the Blue Jays Hall of Fame
Absolutely.
in the future. Speaking of carving names, one of the best stories I've heard all year. This guy who breaking into Miller Park in Milwaukee. I mean, what is this guy? You hear this like story? Like this guy Keon Lambert. He broke into the Miller Park at like 7 a.m. He wanted to carve his name into the mound or something. I don't know. This guy has something better to do at 7 a.m. to get up and like break into a ballpark just to have his name like written on sand or dirt or whatever. Oh my god! They said he entered through an unlocked door. Like what? I guess the Brewers thought no one is coming to the ballpark this year, so why not leave the door open? Like, oh, no baseball this year. Let's have the door open. But the ground screw is apparently there. Like, what the hell is the ground screw doing in the ballpark that's not being used? No one's playing. What are you fixing? Cutting the grass? Like, oh, we're gonna rake the mound. The mound hasn't been touched in months. Like, who cares? Oh my god, what do you think about this guy breaking in? Would you break into Miller to a ballpark just to be banned for the rest of your life from ever going there?
I wouldn't even want to risk it, my friend. I don't know what this guy was thinking. An absolute bonehead. He broke into Miller Park and just saw an unlocked door. And, well, the grounds crew probably maintains the field on a regular basis, even though that there's no baseball, right? So, I mean,
they were recording him with
the
their
roof
phone.
was closed. Yeah. I think when the roof is closed, I think the grounds crew still takes care of the field. So,
I assume they do.
Yeah.
It's very odd to be that early in a ballpark and people are there like working.
Yeah, he just wants to be adventurous. That guy, unbelievable.
So odd. I mean, we go from the Detroit Tigers taking Spencer Torkelson #1 being a very fair pick to this guy breaking into Miller Park, which is very foul. You don't break if you love baseball. Maybe he doesn't love baseball. I don't know. Why else would you break into a ballpark and carve it? If I broke into a ballpark, I mean, especially that one, I'd be going up and down that slide in the outfield. Like I'd take my kids.
Benny the Brewer.
Hey kids, let's go down here. Where's Benny? I'd find the mascot costume, slide down there, get someone to take a video of me. I mean, I would be carving my name in the dirt. Who cares?
I'm gonna carve you up.
Oh my god! Get out! I mean, why not break in with like a group like of friends or something? Like, I don't know, and play a game. Why don't we play a game of pickup before the cops show up? That's what I do. Like I'd be me, you, we'll get a few other people. We'll break in. We'll play, Field of Dreams of our own. break in and they will come. That kind of.
Yes. If you break in,
and then when the sirens go off,
get arrested.
When the sirens go off and Big Papa Pump comes after us, then we can. Holy moly! What a foul moment for this guy, Keon. Poor guy. I guess he'll have to drive
to the Screwball
to,
Hall of Fame for sure.
That's definitely one for the Screwball. He's gonna have to drive to. What's the nearest city for him to watch a game now? Like Baltimore or I don't know. Poor guy. Maybe he'll go in Cincinnati or Chicago. Sayonara, Keon Lambert.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments below.